Hey, I decided to make a video showing your way around the engine bay of a, this would be a 2.3 liter Ford Ranger. Well, I should know the years by now, but this one is a 2008. That's interesting. I don't know if that correlates with the year. I mean, it is the right year. But anyhow, just going to show you the engine bay and where things are located. So I'll just start from this corner here. Right here you have your fuse box. And I'm new to Ford. Well, not new to Ford, but mostly work on Honda, so Ford does things a little bit different. So far I've been pretty pleased. Like, this is the kind of stuff is black on black. What does it say? Release. And I guess that's in Spanish. But it doesn't tell you how to do it, so I think you, there, I hope that's the right way. Pull up, and here's your fuse box. And on the back I can see that it clips, you can't quite see it. And here it's got a little, what kind of fuses there go, and when I say kind of, it says like a 50 amp, 49 amp. Actually, it doesn't say that. What it says is, I'm not sure what they're trying to say here. They got numbers, and some look, these are just kind of weird fuses. Like a 45 amp sounds sort of, it says number 46. 46. So that's the problem, is it doesn't have, oh, I see what they did. I wonder what a B is. Let's look at 55. So B might be a breaker, or... Anyhow, so that's the kind of stuff. Everybody else puts a sticker on there telling you what, like if you needed to know which one the horn was. I guess you got to get the manual out and see, oh, it's number 15. Try to figure out 15 here. And let's see if I can figure some of this out. I don't know, it'll take some time studying it, but I'm thinking I'd have to go to my book. You'd have to find your book. And again, like let's say your horn sticker was out. You're not going to have no way to know which one it is, so that wouldn't be good if you didn't have a book. Also, it's nice if you're on the side of the road and something goes out, at least you could, usually you can look on there. Anyways, enough rambling about that. And the way to get it put back together is, you can't really see what you're doing, is you put it back, you kind of feel it, and then push down here. So that's that. Anyway, so then we go over here, and it looks like this is your brake booster, your brake cylinder, master cylinder, it looks like. And so here's going to be your fluid reservoir. It's not a twist off like an unscrew, it's a tab twist, I guess, if that makes sense. Can't quite see down there, but so it's kind of nice. I mean, I don't mind that. This looks like anti-brake. My guess would be this is for your, yeah, because it goes to the brake. Maybe that's a pressure regulator or something. So then we go to our battery. Battery's pretty straightforward. I need to take care of some corrosion on this one. And let's see how this is held down. There's no strap. So if you come over here, it's got one of those wedge things to hold down, which is okay. It's different. This is some kind of typically this is an air conditioning type access port. Over here you have your power steering, and it is also like a half turn, a tab turn type deal. See down there, can't see the color very good, but you can see the marks on the side pretty well, and that's your power steering pump. And of course it runs to the power steering reservoir. Let's see, it looks like that would be, I want to say, I'm not sure what that is. It's kind of hefty to be for your sport, some kind of motor of some sort. I almost wanted to say it's for your windshield wipers. I really don't know what it is. It says past inspection, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's a, I have no idea what that's for. Sort of looks like an overkill pump to the squirter, but I don't think that is. So I don't know what that piece is. One thing that's nice is it has a single serpentine belt. That over there, I think that's the lever for it. You know, it's just got a tensioner pulley. That's one thing Ford did really nice. You grab that tensioner pulley and you release the tension and you can change the serpentine belt fairly easy. You got to get a few things out of the way, but that's okay. Just making our way around. So this is your radiator, or this is a cover that's over your radiator, but you'll notice they don't use a radiator cap. They've got this flow, your overflow is pressurized, so it's got a pressurized cap. Oops, it even has a little pressure on there even though it's cold. It's nice that it spins, there are clicks, and so you can't over tighten it. Looks like it's got the wrong kind of fluid in it there, so I gotta check into that. And you can also see over here, an overflow tube comes out, goes over here, goes over to there, and interesting, it goes in the top, and then this must be another overflow tube because it goes to the top too. So that would mean this is some kind of coolant hose. And there's probably a lower one. Yep, and that probably goes down to the engine block. This is your air filter, and it's kind of weird. I just watching some videos. There's a clip. See if I can get a good shot at it. Right there. You have to reach down and flip that clip. There's another one on that side that you can't really see very well. You flip that clip, and if I remember, it's got like fingers that point on this side, so you pull the whole thing out this way. I'll have to play with that later. This is your air conditioning, your air compressor, your air conditioning air compressor. It looks like there's usually a sight valve on most cars near it, and I'm not seeing it. That doesn't mean it's not in front of me. Let's see. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Usually there's like, oh here. This is also part of your air conditioner. There's another access point. I'm assuming that's your air conditioner. It looks like it because it looks like a high pressure line setup. That's interesting. I don't see a sight glass, but that doesn't mean maybe they didn't use one on here. This looks like a blower motor. And this is possibly an evaporator for the air conditioner, but I'm not sure. You got your oil dipstick here, and then you got, this one's an automatic, so you got an automatic transmission dipstick there. What else we got here? Okay, this has a coil pack. That's your coil pack. It's a single unit, so which has advantages and disadvantages. The main disadvantage is if one goes out, the whole thing goes out, I'm assuming. Some cars have individual ones, so you can just change the individual one that went out. I have no idea what the price on that whole thing is there. What else do I see on here? This looks like your throttle position sensor, I'm guessing. It looks like, to me, some kind of throttle sensor. This is your air intake. Looks pretty straightforward. Trying to see anything else that's interesting. Apparently this takes 5W20, which is kind of an oddly formulated one, but this is a 2008, so it's kind of in the transition of synthetic oil period. I think that's the bulk of everything you need to know. I guess the alternator is always nice to know about. You don't see it down there. It's probably, there it is. So it's right down there, the alternator. I don't know. It's a blessing, I guess, if you have to work on your air conditioning. It's nice up top. The alternators tend to go out too. That looks like that'd be kind of a bear to get at. I've never done an alternator on one of these guys. Here's a good shot of that tensioner. Hopefully, if it doesn't blur out. See, I believe that's a 3/8. Oops. Not seeing it. I think I'm trying to get an angle on there. It's hard to see. I can kind of see it with my eye, but it's hard when there. See right there? Should be a 3/8 hole there that you can put a breaker bar in there to release the tension on all this. And it cranks the bottom one way down there. That's the tensioner pulley. So it's kind of, I think I hit all the major components. Of course, here's the power steering pump. We've seen that already. There is this a steering shaft, it looks like. I think I can, is that the starter? Let's see. Like the starter down there, but I'm not 100% sure, but it'd be nice if it is, at least you can see it. One thing I noticed as I'm looking around exploring down here, I might as well look at this diagram. There's a couple nice things here. This is kind of dumb. They're saying you this is hieroglyphics to tell you if you're using, I think this means if you're using coolant, use half concentrated and half water, which I don't know why they felt that needed to be there. This is really nice. I wish, see, they need to do this for the, this is the thing I'm finding out with the Ford. They do a lot of cool things, and then they do a lot of weird things. For instance, here's the diagrams. I don't know why they got all three of them, just to confuse you. But we know we have a 2.3 liter because somebody left the shroud on there. And this is the routing diagram for that serpentine belt, which is really nice. See, if engine fails to start, check the fuel shutoff switch as referenced in your guide. Well, that was kind of pointless. So apparently that's a thing. The refrigerator, that's nice that it's right up here. It's a 134A, which I don't even know if you can get that anymore, but hopefully you can. Oh, it's nice to get the charging levels and stuff on here if you ever get into air conditioning. They even have the refrigerant, which is really, this is nice. What do we got here? Conformance to regulation, I don't know, some kind of EPA stuff. California not for sale in the state with the California emission standards. Well, that's good. That's why it's clean in here. It doesn't have all that crazy California stuff in there. 2.3 group. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's the air conditioning evaporator. It's got what they call a fire blanket. So it's held on by plastic deals, and if it got an engine fire, typically this will fall down and try to smother it on there, and it's just kind of a small one, which is kind of neat. I think I've covered all the major stuff. Oh, one thing I've learned on Fords is really nice is they're probably the best ones for changing the light bulbs. You pull this tab up, and the headlight should come out, which is one thing that they did do that I wish everybody would do. This is kind of weird. I guess this is my first Ford in a long time. It's just got a big hole in there. Usually you see drill things, but I guess you really don't need one. Seems like you'd worry about a rock flying in there and making a dent like that. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll, if this is like this, maybe I'll make a mesh thing to protect it. These come off really easy from my understanding to pull this off. And I think that's about it as far as major components. Oh, two things I don't see. So one is, where the heck are the spark plugs? I'd have to trace out the lines there. Oh, is that them there? They might be right there. So I have no idea how hard it is to get to the spark plugs. Also, here's your windshield wiper fluid reservoir. What I'm kind of looking for is, where's the oil filter? And it's probably, hopefully it's easy to see from the bottom. This looks like the heater core here. And one thing I wish everybody did it like Honda. They put their fuel filter right there, and it's just a banjo bolt. It comes right off, easy to change. Fords to this day, everyone I've seen has got a crazy fuel filter with a quote quit connectors on them, which you can never get off. So I'm assuming the fuel filter's underneath there, and probably the oil filter, hopefully you can access from the bottom. Hood release, looks like a horn there. That's really convenient. Do not see the radiator fan. It's probably in the back here. There it is. It's got a shroud there. Another thing that I noticed on the Ford, I seen a lot of metric bolts and nuts in here, mostly bolts, but they're weird sizes. I mean, like a Honda with a 10 millimeter and a 12 millimeter, you can pretty much take almost the whole engine apart. Here they'll be like, these will be like 5.5. These will be like 17 millimeter or something, and they're just all over the place. It'd be like 13 for this or something, you know, and that won't be, look at that, it's not even a, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like a 10 to me. It looks like a, it's probably like a 5.5 or something. So they're just all over the place. You have to have a whole toolbox full of sockets of the weirdest sides. You know, when's the last time you seen a 16 millimeter socket? It wouldn't shock me if they got one in here somewhere. Even these look strange. They don't look like 10 millimeter. You know, it'd been really easy. See, I would expect, excuse me, that bigger one to be like a 12 millimeter just because it looks bigger. But it's probably some weird 13 millimeter or something. So that's one thing I don't like. I mean, if you're going to go metric, why not go standard? Even these, I don't know what these are, but they're not. It'd be nice if they, can't see, it's got some writing on it. That'd be kind of cool if they did put it on there. Trying to, oops, just trying to look through the camera, see if I can magnify it. It almost looks like it says 8.5, but that might be wishful thinking. So anyway, so that's a tour of the engine bay. Hopefully makes some sense. If you see anything in here that I should be looking at, like I have no idea. This looks like a, this is probably for fuel line, and it's probably a pressure test point or a release pressure release valve or something. But if you see anything in here that I missed that's kind of a major component, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to find out what the component is and where it's located. So anyways, that's about it. You have a great day, and thanks for watching.